time now to check in with Mr. GC. There he is. Yeah, accurate.
Yep, got it updated for, this is the 4th day, correct?
4th day, but we only light after sundown.
Yeah, I think it's 4:27, somewhere around there today. So if you're still answering the questions, I'll properly light the next candle as well.
We'll check back in. It's looking great. No new additions to the set.
No, but we've gotten some maintenance here on the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Alex has come to the rescue with some Velcro. So these picture frames, they're up. Yeah, oh yeah, huge assist. They're up tight. They are not coming down.
Now, we still haven't put anything. Oh, yeah, we do have the one, right? We do have Tony
we got Tony. We got Tony. These will be filled.
Okay. All right.
We got a big weekend here. Bellator, UFC. Someone could get added to the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
On Monday.
By the way, where do you get frames so small?
This is all dollar store.
All dollar store. Wow.
Yeah, Dollar Tree. I just went and balled out at the Dollar Tree. Except for this. This is a nice Target purchase.
Yeah. I like the fact that you've still you left the little plastic thingy on the menorah. Like you didn't rip that off.
Oh yeah, I was hoping to hang this. I didn't even think about that. You know what? Well, really, the arts and crafts we got here. There it is.
Always ready.
From the tyranny. Now it looks good.
It's a little roomier. You can breathe. You can let your hair down on Wednesdays when Eric's not clogging up the joint back there, right?
Yeah. We got to reframe him so the decorations here aren't getting in
no, he can't get
getting into his shot. Srinivas with an unbelievable idea. We're going to get a little table back here so I can put some things up. I mean,
it's table.
Yeah, a little
out of the wall.
A little thin, like something you put in your foyer or something. Yeah,
Srinivas is gonna. What is he gonna? He's gonna build one for us.
No. We're just gonna buy it off of Amazon.
Get a little high top table there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Voss, he's great, but I don't think he's got the handiwork to do that.
Yeah, the craftsmanship.
So it's coming together, show by show.
I love it. All right, so like you said, we got a lot to discuss.
A lot to discuss, man.
We got a lot of picks.
Yeah,
we're sticking with the Movember mustache.
No. Like, I told you this before the show. We're letting the beard catch up.
Now,
I'm not going to lose
people might
the stash.
Shave the stash and
then let it all just
You're just going to let it catch up.
No, I mean, look, this is a nice stash here.
Yeah.
This is nice. I'll let the beard catch up. The beard will catch up quick.
And you won't even trim it just to even it out?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Do you know what the final tally is? I want to make my donation.
Yes. Down 5.5 units for the month of November.
Yeah, what does that mean in normal length?
It all depends on the units. My units, I do $50, so that's roughly like $275. Really racked up a tab here.
Wow. So
we could always split. Yeah. You don't owe me, you owe Movember.
Right.
We could always split that. That get us to the 500. We did pretty good raising the money.
I'm a man of my word. I said I was
looking for the cop out for myself.
Oh. No cop outs. All right, so it's a new month. We're going to end the year strong. I mean, who would have thought when this year started that we'd even be doing all this? Your big hopes for the year was to get the game night spot.
I was hoping to move up to prime time, or maybe in my wildest dreams, move up to game day.
Wow.
So like really big spots.
I didn't even know there was a prime time.
I mean, it's just look up the time of day, and that's what the show is called on ESPN Radio. Sunday morning.
It's true.
Like, I'm not even kidding. That's a real thing. Sunday morning, game day, prime time, game night. There's your ESPN Radio lineup on the weekend. It's shameless. It's shameless.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I think things have turned out very well. All right. What do we got? We got a little Bellator on Friday. We got a little UFC on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been flexing your boxing muscles. I don't know if you're going to go that route again.
No, I'm staying away from boxing. Tiafimo scared me too much with that. I mean, huge upset. I mean, yeah. So I'll stay away from that. I'll keep it just Bellator and just UFC. Great Bellator card. I can't even lie. Pretty good card. So we'll start with Bellator on Friday. I'll kick it off with some singles here. I think the dogs are barking this weekend. I got a lot of dog picks coming up. I'll start it off with Oliver Encamp at plus 114. He's got UFC experience, 3-0 in Bellator, 3 first-round finishes. He's going to have a 9-inch reach advantage, so I'm happy taking him as a dog here. Up next, Vinicius Dejesus. Take him as a dog as well at plus 105. He's just fought way tougher competition than his opponent, Levon Shockley. Levon, man, he's got 9 wins. His first 6 pro wins, though, are over people who have 0 wins, combined 0 wins between all of them. He got dominated in his Bellator debut. He's only won by KO. Dejesus, he's never been finished. He's fought guys like Joaquin Buckley, Jeremiah Wells. I'll take the experienced dog in this one. Moving on to Johnny Ebelin. I will take him by decision. He's minus 1,000. Can't really take that as a single play. Don't know if he's going to win by decision or by knockout. Colin Huckbody, he's never been knocked out. 4 of his 5 Bellator wins are coming by decision. So I'll take the prop at plus money, plus 115. And then lastly, we'll keep the dog train rolling. I'm going to go with Sergio Perez over Horiguchi. I mean, Horiguchi, both these guys are, I mean, they're great fighters. This is one of the best Bellator main events I've seen, since we started the show.
Bellator Burks.
I mean, this is a pretty good main event. Like if you got nothing to do on Friday night in beautiful Uncasville, Connecticut.
I still think it's weird that you're not going.
I like if it was any other weekend, I think I really would be there. It's only $50 to get in. Someone invited me to go.
Who invited you to go? Someone from I feel like Scott Coker is going to roll out the red carpet for you, Bellator Burks.
Come on, one of my friends in Connecticut.
I can make this happen. Coker will probably have you sitting cage side over there. Could you imagine that? He'll do the picture of you guys shaking hands.
You give me Coker cage side shaking hands, I will be there in a heartbeat. That is for sure.
By the way, quick question here from EK, of course, who was responsible for putting together that great moment with DC last week on the show. Speaking of studio maintenance, please tell Ariel Helwani that you have to mount the menorah on top of Xbox 360 games from 15 years ago. Is that true? True or false? Facts?
I mean, this is what we're working with here at Vox. We got the Verge right next to us, the gaming center. People are ripping on it, but it's a super adjustable shelf. It's like I can, any height that I want, and I can add games. I can make it taller.
The question is, how does he know this? I didn't even know that.
Someone demanded that I light another candle at sunset, so I sent them a picture and let them know that I had lit another candle on Monday after the show, and then everyone just came for my neck on these Xbox 360 games. Like
what games?
Oh my God, we got Connect Adventures, Connect-A-Mans. I mean, I've never even heard of these. A National Geographic game.
Wow.
Diablo 3. That's a pretty good one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean,
they're not supposed to see that.
Yeah, if people would have seen my setup at home for the past year and a half when I was doing all those shows, from my spare bedroom, way worse than that.
We've seen the TV turn off.
The TV is just, it's the least of my problems, to be honest. I mean, the computer's on top of books, the whole thing's jerry-rigged. So I feel like this is, I appreciate you letting us.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what gets on at home. I got computers stacked on towels.
Yeah, towels is weird. Why towels? That's kind of soft. Like I feel like you'd want something sturdy.
Yeah, I guess books. Sometimes I use books. Whatever's there and available. I'm usually in a rush when I'm doing it. So.
Right. All right.
Yeah. So Sergio Perez. I mean, fantastic matchup. I just think he's going to be able to out-volume him, and I think he's got a wrestling and grappling advantage.
That's a big one. Sergio.
Horiguchi, he could definitely get the knockout, but Pettis doesn't really get knocked out that much. I think it's going to be a razor thin fight, and maybe Pettis gets it done by split decision. I think it's going to be a good one though.
Let everyone know. I believe. What is that? Is that 4 dogs?
That is 3 dogs and then a plus money decision. Yeah, there we go. There's the recap there.
I mean, for everyone saying you're a front runner who just goes for the favorites, read it and weep.
I'm hoping the dogs are barking this weekend, man. I got some dogs in the UFC as well. So yeah, hopefully it works out for us. And then I got a little Bellator parlay. What better way to finish the Friday night?
Wow.
Yeah, I'll do Kai Kamaka III against John DeJesus. I just think Kamaka's going to bring more volume. He's going to mix in the takedowns, get the decision. Shabley, I just think he's better everywhere than Bobby King. And then Scoggins Hill, 2 wrestlers that don't really have finishing power. 7 of Hill's last 8 have gone to decision. Scoggins, none of his Bellator fights have ever been finished. So that'll pay out plus 156. I'm only doing the half unit on all the Bellator plays, but Bellator 272 should be a pretty good card.
Man, DC not going to be happy about you picking against this guy, Kyle Crutchmer.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one. That's his boy. That might be the ballsiest pick of them all.
I mean, Encamp, dude, he's got the UFC experience. The 9-inch reach advantage, too. If it's, I know Crutchmer's going to try and take this to the ground, but if it stays standing, I mean, Encamp's good, too, man. 3-0 in Bellator, 3 first-round finishes.
Can I tell you something that I just stumbled upon? Tapology.com, the best, right?
I mean, the best.
I just found, I don't know how I didn't notice this earlier, over on their Fight Center page, like you can break it down. Like if I just want to see all major organizations, right? And then they'll tell you the upcoming events, or you do the drop down, you do regional. It is just amazing what they've got going on here. So like, I know
it's just
very
like a
easily
wealth.
One championship, Bellator 272, LFA 119, ACA 133, UFC. Those are the quote-unquote major promotions holding an event this weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, yeah, man. When I see the Sherdog, no hate to Sherdog. It's just Tapology is just that much better. When I see the Sherdog link, I always look for the Tapology.
100%. There was a time Sherdog was, the end-all, be-all, but these guys,
Let's get you on Tapology. Let's start building up the profile, make the picks. You get the... I'm up-ranking my belts on Tapology.
Wait, you're on there? Belt.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I live on Tapology. It's great.
I didn't realize you had like a profile and everything.
Yeah, I set it up. I think my name is literally GC.
Okay, wow.
You also came across the Riddell punching the dude, the monk or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw that last night. That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Yes, I wish I would have seen it.
I wish we had the B-roll to play because it's absolutely insane.
I wish I would have asked him about it. It was a bit weird because I felt like, he was at the media day and I felt like he was like looking over his shoulder the whole time. Like it was a bit,
Yeah.
They have these media days, right? And like there's all these people and like we're media. Like I feel like we're media, right?
Yes, we're definitely.
This is the media. Yeah. But yeah, we're not invited to the party. Listen, I'm not causing trouble. That's not true. Don't go crazy. We're not asking to be invited, but it's just weird that we have to kind of like sort of finagle our way in there,
Yeah.
And that's just because I don't ask, if I'm being honest.
He still came on though.
Still came on. Yeah.
Good interview too.
Yeah, he's the man. All right, so that's Bellator.
That is Bellator. And then we go over to UFC on Saturday night. A lot of good fights on this one. I mean, you keep saying it's a sneaky card. I really do think this is a really good one. I'll kick it off with an underdog, Jared Vanderaa. I will take him at plus 205 over Asmat Meerschaert. Do I think Vanderaa is the better fighter? No, and there's probably a good chance that he loses. He's coming in on short notice, but Meerschaert is small for the light heavyweight division, and now this fight is being moved up to heavyweight. I mean, Vanderaa, he's pretty large for the division. He has to cut down to 265. He's going to have a 6-inch height advantage, 9-inch reach advantage, probably a 30 to 40-pound weight advantage. I mean, he's just going to be much longer. We've also never seen Meerschaert in the third round. Both his decision wins have only been 2-rounders. So, I mean, if this gets out of the first round, and if Vanderaa can use his size, maybe just grind out a decision, maybe get a ground and pound going. I just think with the size discrepancy, the weight class change, this is Meerschaert's UFC debut. I'll take a sprinkle. I'm only putting a quarter unit on it, but I'll take a sprinkle on the money line here.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then we'll keep
more
it going.
Dogs.
Yeah, more dogs. We got another one coming up right here. Claudio Puelles at even money over Chris Gritzmacher. Striker versus grappler. I'm going to side with the grappler in this one. If it stays standing, Grits, he's probably going to take it 8 times out of 10. He brings that volume, he brings that pressure, but Puelles should be able to get this to the ground. We saw Grits taken down 5 times against Hoffa Garcia last time out. Puelles can just rack up the control time like we saw him do against Jordan Levitt and Marcus Mariano. Over 10 minutes of control time in both those. And, he can maybe even go for a submission, but I think he'll be able to get a decision win. So I'll back him. He's going to have the height advantage, the reach advantage, age advantage. He's 10 years younger than Chris. So I'll take El Nino to get his 4th straight UFC win.
Shout out to Gilbert Melendez, the original El Nino. That was probably something
it's a great nickname.
It is a great nickname, yeah.
We'll keep it moving with another dog. Jeremiah Wells, plus 164 over Jake Matthews. He looked super impressive in his UFC debut against Warley Alves. He's explosive, aggressive. He's got a ton of power in those hands. And he recently got his black belt under Daniel Gracie. Who else trains under Daniel Gracie?
Of course, the great Andre Petrosky.
That is one.
Sean Brady.
Yes. Sean Brady, last time out. Jake Matthews loses to none other than Sean Brady. I'm not saying this is like too huge. It's not that significant, but having a sparring partner that's coming off a win against the guy you're fighting has to be somewhat beneficial. Also, when you look at Matthews' levels of wins, of his 10 wins in the UFC, Li Jingliang is the only fighter still on the roster. Of those 9 that are no longer in the promotion, 7 of them had their last fight in the UFC against Jake Matthews. So these guys were on their way out. Kind of speaks to the level of competition that he was beating. A little bit concerned about Wells keeping his chin up, maybe getting knocked out, but he hasn't been knocked out yet as a pro, and Matthews doesn't have a ton of KO power. So I'll back Wells here as a yet another dog on the card.
Now, speaking of Daniel Gracie and Petrosky and Sean Brady, of course, lest we forget that they were trying to get...
the Island Boy.
Yeah, Gracie and Brady were trying to get Petrosky to walk out to Island Boy. Unfortunately, they were a little late, day late, dollar short. We all know what happened. Vinicius Dejesus, she steps in, immortalized, the hat, yada, yada. You know the story by now. Anyway, yesterday I got a message from Sean Madden, who's a great striking coach. He's cornering Mallory Martin on this card. Are we talking about Mallory? Are we doing anything with Mallory or no?
I do have her a touch later, but it's a distance prop.
Okay, well this was a good opening. He reached out and basically wanted to know if there was anything at stake for any fighter on this card on Saturday who chooses to walk out to one of the great songs from the brand new Thug Nasty mixtape, which of course was released earlier this morning at midnight Central. I mean, I can't stop listening to it. I know you feel the same about it. It's really.
I mean, it's a fantastic mixtape. Yeah. The toughest decision is what song are you going to make them walk out to if you had to choose?
I like the all that dun 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 dun, all that glory goes to God. All that glory goes.
Yeah, fight hard.
Yeah.
I fight hard, and that's my job. All the glory goes to God.
There it is. The one he dropped yesterday, the early release, was fantastic. I mean,
Dark and Saw. Yeah, the single off the album. I listened to the whole album.
It was,
dude. They'd fight hard. The line of the century. Ask me about the block. They'll say that I'm a banger. I messed around with the white way before I met Daner. Using Daner to rhyme with banger was fantastic.
He's good, right?
I mean, dude, like, to be completely honest, it is harder to have a rap flow than people give credit for. Right. And like, he actually does have like some decent flow on it.
I think he has some pretty decent flow. I mean, like, really impressive. I think no one expected this. No one saw it coming. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I give him props for putting himself out there, the creativity. All of it is great. Go check it out right now on the Thug Nasty YouTube channel. It dropped. Everyone's talking about it, buzzing. I think a Grammy is in the future. To get back to Sean, though, the offer is on the table. If Mallory wants to walk out to one of those songs on Saturday, we will immortalize her on the wall. Not only that, we will immortalize Sean on the wall. Same deal that I gave to Sean Brady now is being offered to Sean Madden or anyone else on the card. Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem. In walks Danny Rubenstein, manager, who vetoes the whole thing on Twitter. This is happening on Twitter.
Wow.
I mean, total party pooper, total Debbie Downer. Every party needs a pooper. That's why we invited you. Danny, we invited you. You're the party pooper. And so I just...
Why did he say no? Did he give a reason?
Who knows? He's afraid. I mean, he's all corporate now. There was a time where I feel like he'd be all over this sort of thing. Should we call him and ask him?
I mean, you've been taking a lot of calls on the show lately. I don't see why not.
Well, I just feel like it was a great situation. Let's see if he picks up. I just think it's a great situation, and how
many shows have we gone to the phone here?
We have an opportunity. Hey, Danny, Ariel Helwani here. You're live on the MMA Hour right now.
Wonderful.
Thanks for taking my call. So I was going back and forth with Sean Madden on Twitter. I believe you represent Mallory Martin?
Yes.
And Sean threw out the idea, if Mallory walks out to one of the great tracks from Thug Nasty, a.k.a. Bryce Mitchell's new mixtape, which dropped earlier this morning, youtube.com/Thug Nasty, he wanted to know if there was an offer on the table, much like the offer that Vinicius Dejesus jumped on, to be immortalized on the wall. It seemed like we had a deal in principle, and you came in and poo-pooed the whole thing. Yes or no?
I just wrote the word veto because I don't think it's a good idea. I think Mallory should walk out to whatever she chooses to walk out to, not because it gets her on a wall in a studio.
Whoa. Gets on a wall in a studio. You're just saying that like it's some kind of wall, the most prestigious wall. You've been to the Apex. You've seen the UFC Hall of Fame. Dare I say this is way more prestigious than that wall on the staircase. This is immortalized for the world to see each and every Monday and Wednesday. You're telling me that this wouldn't be a big deal for a young fighter like Mallory Martin, who's trying to get ahead in this game, to be immortalized amongst the gods of MMA, just to walk out to a song, which, by the way, it's a prelim. I mean, there's a good chance they don't even show the walkout.
That's true. Nobody will probably know, but we'll know.
Yeah? So you're not letting this happen?
If Mallory wants to do it...
Oh, so you're walking it back now?
No. It's always the fighter's decision.
Okay.
Managers don't make decisions for fighters. Managers are here to consult with fighters.
I mean, I feel like there's more to this statement right now.
I'm just saying.
Managers don't make decisions for fighters. You're there to guide the fighter and tell them which fight to take.
Not always. I tell the fighter it's their career, not my career. My career is being a manager. Their career is fighting.
Okay.
I can give them advice and I can guide them with my, quote unquote expertise and knowledge. But at the end of the day, they're going to make those decisions on their own. take the fight or don't take the fight, walk out to a song or walk out to a different song.
All right. Sort of like how you tried to get Rafael Fiziev to not take this Brad Riddell fight.
I didn't say I didn't try to make it happen, but I just didn't think it needed to happen while they're ranked 14 and 15. Let it happen when they're ranked 5 and 6.
Right. Danny, by the way, GC manages the great Rafael Fiziev, who's fighting in the co-main event this Saturday against Brad Riddell. Also manages the likes of Petr Yan, who's been name-dropped on this program several times over the last couple of weeks, people calling him the best boxer in MMA. Any update on Jan's, while we have you, Danny? Any update on Jan's next defense?
It'll be first quarter of next year, either February, March. Most likely March.
You could announce it here. I mean, managers are announcing fights left and right these days. I see this on Twitter all the time. So if you want to announce something.
I unfortunately do not have anything to announce.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Danny now walking it back and saying that Mallory is allowed to walk out. What are we thinking? Darkensaw? GC, what is that other one? The Glory?
Darkensaw's the single. Darkensaw's crazy.
Darkensaw is crazy. All right, Mallory, make it happen, and we'll print it up. You'll be right next to DC over here on the wall. I mean, I think it would be full circle for you, Danny. You came into this game through DC. To have one of your young fighters up there next to DC, I think would be pretty cool.
Well, I came into the game through Matt Grice, actually.
Okay, you're right.
But yes, DC. What is his bobblehead still upside down?
No. Yeah, thanks for watching. I mean, it's been resurrected, the last couple of weeks.
Good.
How is Matt doing, by the way? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's great. He's coaching his daughter's softball, and I'm still working for the police department in Oklahoma City. He's got a gym out there. The gym he had merged with another gym. He's got a gym out there. He's coaching up-and-coming MMA fighters.
Okay. Well, big month for you. Jake Hager, John Jones coming up, yeah?
No, as far as I know, that's not.
Come on. All right. We'll get more on that. I saw Jake talking to Renee Paquette, my fellow Canadian, about that. Check that out on her social media. She posted a clip. All right, sorry to cold call you here, but we were just talking about that whole thing on Twitter with Sean, so we wanted to get some clarification.
I'm actually going to go see Mallory here in an hour. I will speak to her about it and let you know.
All right, there it is. Thank you, Danny.
See you guys.
There he is, Danny Rubenstein of Ruby SE, one of the top managers in the game. So what do you think? I mean, it feels like it's back on the table, right?
That does not sound promising. he did not sound excited about that at all. I think now I'm going to start putting pictures up of people that have been featured on GC and Helwani. It'd be a pretty good wall. We got Pat McAfee. That's right. DC himself. We'll have your son. We'll have a picture of your son here.
Yeah, my mom. Was that my mom or was she after?
Nah, yeah, I think that was on the nose or something.
Yeah. All right, it's quite the who's. I mean, it's one of the.
It's the premier place to come. Is old GC and Helwani unannounced too. That's the best part.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Please continue.
Yeah. I mean the album. Sorry. Yeah. I'm way off track. The album was great.
Amazing.
Yeah. Cyborg's getting shout out. How do you think Tyrone Woodley's feeling right now?
I want to see a battle rap between Bryce Mitchell and Brian Kelleher, Boom Kelleher, one of the best rappers. You know, Woodley's put in his time, but a little battle rap, and then the winner goes on to compete against Woodley. I think that'd be pretty cool if you ask me.
Yeah. Ain't been caught. Another good line. I have to shout it out before we move on. People lining up to punch me. That's a punchline. I mean, that's great. That's great stuff from Bryce Mitchell right there. That's all time. All right, back to the picks. Yes. Here we go.
Anything on Brian Barberina?
Oh my gosh, dude! It was too late. I saw that this morning that he was back. I mean, he's facing an undefeated prospect, right? Weeks.
I mean, this is one of my favorite.
Yeah, Bam Bam.
Bam Bam Lunchbox, one of the best things that I've ever received on this program. I mean, look at this thing. This has been with me through a lot of ups and downs. So it would have been. Nice.
You ever actually brought a lunch in that?
No, I've never brought. It's very dusty. Maybe we could get someone to. But I mean, this was old studio, new studio, ESPN, back again, crazy.
Looks like he is a -200. Wow, as low as a -145 favorite. Prospect on super short notice too. That's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight to watch. Next pick I got here though, Jimmy Crute. I'm taking him by sub. This one at +380. I'm just taking a flyer on this one. I just thought it was way overpriced. I mean, he needs to take the fight to the ground. Jamal Hill's going to have a major reach advantage, probably a striking advantage as well. So Crute just needs to go to the ground, and why wouldn't he? Hill's got a 57% takedown defense. We saw him get taken down 6 times against Darko Stosic. We saw him get his arm snapped, dislocated, whatever you want to call it, while getting dominated on the ground against Paul Craig. Crute, he averages 5 takedowns a fight. He's got 2 submission wins in the UFC, BJJ black belt, green belt in judo. So the path to victory is there for Crute. Hopefully he's going to execute it. Plus, do a little of that MMA math that I love. Crute submits Paul Craig. Craig technically submits Hill. It's the trickle down, so hopefully it works out with us. Imagine if you had a Paul Craig by submission over Jamal Hill, and that got counted as a TKO. I mean, that would be a tough pill to swallow.
These ones make me nervous, man. Going like straight for the finish. These ones make me very nervous.
Yeah, that's why it's big. Plus 380 is a pretty big price tag. That's why I'm only putting a quarter unit on it. So nothing too crazy. And then we'll finish out the UFC singles. I'm going to take Rob Font as the favorite. This is the only single favorite I'm taking. I'm going to take him over Jose Aldo.
Oh.
I mean, absolute legend of the game, Aldo is. I know a lot of people on Aldo. It's going to be a fantastic fight, but, I think Font, he's going to use his boxing, constant pressure. He's always going to be moving forward. I think he's just going to touch up Aldo throughout the entire fight, and I think he's going to likely point his way to a decision or be able to get a late finish in this one. For Aldo, he's probably going to come out strong. I would expect that. But I think he has moved away from the leg kicks. A lot of people talking about how he uses the leg kicks. He hasn't been using them as much lately. He's only gone for more than 10 kicks once in his last 5 fights. So, I think this is going to be a boxing-heavy affair. And, when it comes to power, Rob Font, he's never been knocked out in his career. So I think it's going to go long. I think it's probably going to go the distance. And, I think it's going to be mostly boxing, which I think will benefit Rob Font. I just can't really trust Jose Aldo to keep his pace up for the entire 5 rounds. So I think Font will be able to take over as the late rounds come on. I mean, we saw him go strong for 5 rounds against Cody Garbrandt. He outstruck him every round, and then he threw the most strikes in rounds 4 and 5. So he was actually getting more aggressive as the fight went on. So I expect Aldo to come out strong. I'm a big fan of Aldo's, but I do think Rob Font gets it done here.
Wow. That is just money line. All right.
Yeah, just the money line. So those are the singles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to see what happens. It was, what was it, an ESPN bold prediction that that Rob Font would...
What? Fight for the belt or something? What was it?
What did he say? They'd beat Aldo, and it was like shocking predictions that he'd beat Aldo, even though he's a favorite in the fight. But that's classic. So then I got 2 quick parlays that I can run through here.
Yes, sir.
3 legs. We'll kick it off with Alex Morono over Mickey Gall. He's going to have the striking advantage. Gall's been outstruck in all 9 of his UFC fights except for CM Punk and Salim Touari. CM Punk, he's obviously not UFC pedigree. Salim,
it's still kind of weird to note, to be like, oh, it's 2 wins over CM Punk.
Yes, it's weird to go on Tapology and see CM Punk.
Right.
And his pictures with like a WWE belt.
Right.
And then, I mean, Salim, 3 UFC fights, 3 losses. He hasn't fought since 2019. And, I mean, the only time that Gall has ever won by decision is that Salim fight. The rest are... All 6 of his other wins are by submission, rear naked choke to be specific. In my opinion, that's really only his path to victory here, and I just don't see that happening. Morono, he trains at Gracie Barra Woodlands, 2nd degree, BJJ black belt, 27-fight pro career. He's never been submitted. He's going to have the striking advantage, cardio advantage. I think he's going to be able to rack up points throughout the rounds. He'll be able to handle himself on the ground. I think he gets it done by decision. Next up, Brendan Allen. Curtis, I mean, he's either the underdog darling or the parlay killer, depending on which side you were on when he fought Phil Haas at UFC 268. And he's still a sizable underdog here. Even after that performance, Vegas is just kind of daring you to take Chris Curtis again here. But I think Brendan Allen gets it done. I think he's just a better fighter in this one. I also think training out of Sanford MMA, that's where Haas is at. Probably told him to watch out for that power of Curtis. He just needs to be aware during the striking exchanges, take it to the ground. Similar to Magomed Kurmayev in the PFL, the last 2 times that Chris Curtis lost. Obvious concerns. Chris Curtis is flaming hot in 2021, 5-0, 4 finishes. And another thing that does concern me, the fact that Sean Strickland will likely be in his corner, the only UFC loss for Brendan Allen. Don't know if that gets into his psyche at all. Don't know if that messes with him, but that is something to keep an eye on. And then we'll finish it out. Jimmy Crute. I said I like him by sub. This one's just a win. That parlay pays out at plus 203.
Okay.
And then we got one more.
That is a crazy note about Strickland and Allen.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if it'll mean much, but it is
right. I mean, it's just like the Sean Brady and Jeremiah Wells. Don't know if it's going to mean a ton, but it is just an interesting note. Then we got 2 over props, Velismus and Mallory Martin. It's the Jedi Goodman special with the over 2.5 in women's MMA. Velismus, we saw her get an early finish last time out, but before that, 6 straight decisions. Neither of these women have ever been knocked out. They're both tough. We saw Martin need a ton of shot from Hannah Seifers, and I just don't see this one finishing early. And then Fiziev and Riddell. I mean, you just talked about it. This is going to be such a fantastic fight. Just 2 really sound strikers. And I just think they're too high level to see a finish, sort of similar to that Jan Sandhagen fight we saw a few weeks ago that went the distance. And if you look at their last few fights, Riddell, 5 straight, gone to the scorecards. Fiziev, 3 of his last 4. I think that trend continues here. I'll take the over 2.5. That parlay will pay out at minus 102. Then we'll just get really stupid. We'll just get really dumb. We'll combine the parlays. We'll throw in Georgia. We're going to throw in Georgia of all teams, and we'll call it the air fryer. So that one will be 6 legs. Look at that. Georgia,
wow. George, so that's 1, 2, that's 6 legs, yeah. Wow, plus 741. How about that? I'm surprised you didn't do in Bellator. Speaking of fights that I think will go the distance, Perez Horiguchi. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it was actually I think it was minus 220 for the over 4.5. So
yeah, I could see that. All right, there it is. Throwing in a little Georgia action. Georgia going up against Alabama.
Alabama SEC championship. It feels like no one really knows that this game's going on up here. No. Our man Al thought it was thought my Georgia stuff today was just red Packers.
Yeah, I mean, no one cares about this.
That's just ridiculous.
How does the song go?
That's it, right there. You're singing it. Yeah, SEC on CBS. No one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares.
Okay. I certainly don't care.
Unbelievable. I know you despise college football.
Despise. I mean, I'll be hobnobbing with Paul Pierce. Just me and the truth. The truth.
Because everybody cares about the truth.
Yes, everyone cares about the truth.
Be careful of him making some IG stories. He might end up.
Come on. Why do you have to say that? He's a great guy. I mean, never met him, but I hear he's
great guy. Never met him.
That's actually legit. I have never met him, but he sounds like a fun guy to be around. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, there's the picks. GC looking to start the month. Yes, I'll get to the questions. Looking to start the month with a bang. All right. So thank you very much to you and Danny Rubenstein for joining us on that segment. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll check back in on Monday.